All right, hello everyone. We got some shit to talk about. I'll just go ahead and get right in. I don't really have a format for this stream, if I'm honest, but let me go ahead and give you guys the rundown. In case you guys haven't seen, a little while back, I put out the How to Beat Bayo guide for Greninja. This was kind of a last minute upload where I just talked about, a bunch of stuff on how to use matchup charts in order to troubleshoot issues and then use that data to approach a matchup. And what essentially ended up being was an accidental How to Beat Bayo guide for Greninja. But guys, this is not the entire matchup. This is just me taking Lima's arguments, devoting time to troubleshooting them, and then presenting, counterplay to you guys. And if you guys haven't heard, Anarchy recently fought against Lima at Redshift, which was a B tier major, and he ended up taking the entire tournament as solo Greninja, I believe. But one of his biggest wins was over Lima, and he actually reached out to me. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Yo, just wanted to say your Bayo vid was a massive reason why I was able to beat Lima yesterday. I never watched it until the day before the tourney, and it had so much info that I didn't even know with me practicing with Lima a lot. So thank you. So I do think that I played a role in Anarchy taking a major as Greninja, which is awesome. That is really cool. And I saw a bunch of people commenting around. Like, let me see. Neptune over here, bro, watch the matchup guide. Appalachian saving lives. There was also Esam that did a video on it. I think Appalachian's video helped Anarchy. Greninja's busted. I wonder if Apollyon had anything to do with Anarchy's win over Lima. But yeah, I do think that I played a role, and even Anarchy claims that I played a role in him winning the matchup. So if you guys remember in the video on how to learn matchups, I mentioned that even top level Greninja players don't know everything about our character. Now, I'm not the best Greninja player in the world, but because I have done a lot of research on matchups, I'm able to kind of document resources and counterplay and forward that to top level Greninja players. And that's something that I've found a really, really nice balance with doing. If you guys remember the week of VOD review in December, that was so cool. It was taking these top level Greninja players, and even though I am ranked very, very much below them, I was able to relay information to them and provide info on how they're able to apply counterplay to certain matchups. So that's essentially what happened with Anarchy. Now, I will be transparent. Anarchy did ask me to VOD review, and I put one together for him. So I have looked at this VOD in advance, and as with I do with most VODs, I provided feedback. Let me see. Anarchy. Here we go. So this is all of my feedback, and this is pretty much what we're going to cover on stream. But this is the way that I documented it together and sent it to Anarchy. And we're going to go ahead and hop into the VOD. Before we get into the VOD, actually, I want to say that Anarchy played very well. Of course, he was like playing on fire. He took the whole thing. But there are, of course, ways to optimize the matchup that even he doesn't know about. And I mentioned some of these to him, and he was like, bro, that's going to change everything, because we were talking, and I said to him, right now you're going like 50-50 against Lima. Imagine you just optimize one interaction. Then you'll suddenly be going like 55-45. Optimize two interactions, 60-40. Even Anarchy that like plays against Lima very often has so much room to optimize the matchup. So that's what I'm here for. Let's go ahead and get into it here. All right, I'm just going to call out what I see. Now, right off the bat, something that's big about fighting Bayonetta, you should always have this in mind, essentially. Whenever you fight Bayo, it's all about staying outside of her ABK range, because her burst range with ABK is huge, and that is probably her second, or it's among her top 3 most threatening options in neutral. Because you get hit by an ABK, suddenly you're taking Witch Twist, ABK, Witch Twist, forward airs, and you just got put in the blunder and you're taking 40% against Bayo. So what you want to do as Greninja is constantly hold this burst range right here, where if I jump, I'm outside of the range of ABK. If I'm in this range, I'm fine because Greninja has a low profile, but it's all about spacing. And when I say spacing, I don't mean spacing as in spacing on shield. I mean, you want to have a mental image of Bayo's burst range with ABK and stay outside of it. And what Anarchy is doing here, he's doing a lot of dash dance movement. So, as you can see, start of the game, dash dance, dash dance, dash dance. I think that this is fine against a character like Fox, and the reason that it's fine for a character like Fox or Sheik is because those are characters that have precise hitboxes. What I mean by that is you look at Fox's frame data. Fox's back air is only out for about 2 frames, I believe, and it only covers a small space. Versus Bayo, you look at the hitbox on her ABK, it is pretty damn big, and it is a swooping hitbox. So, against Fox, you can afford to use burst movement. Against Bayo, the way that you move is very, very dependent on your spacing. And the reason I don't necessarily agree with the dashes, again, like, it's not that this is a bad option, and it's really weird to say that dashing is a bad option. The reason I don't agree with this is because you look at the way that Anarchy is inputting these dashes, he's doing them out of a buffer rather than in reaction to Bayo's movement. And the problem with that is that Bayo's heel slide covers this entire space on the ground. It's basically a grounded ABK. Same input, right? So because it's covering this entire grounded space, whenever you're dashing, that's, I believe, a 14 frame commitment for Greninja. There is dash shield, but if you're dashing and buffering another dash back, you're essentially inputting a 28 frame commitment to the point that Bayo, even though her side B is 15 frames of startup, she can clip your dash. And that is the sort of thing that Bayo is always looking for with her heel slide. Bayo doesn't have a whiff punishing kit. She has an amazing intercepting kit. She intercepts your dashes with heel slide. She intercepts your dash attack with dash shield witch twist. She intercepts your jumps with ABK. Bayo has really, really good options to intercept your jumps and your movement. And that's why I don't agree with the dash, because it's a commitment. What you can do instead is walk. Greninja has a top 4 walk speed in the game, right after Marth and Lucina, which are tied for first, so kind of top 3. The reason walking is so good is because you're able to input any action out of a walk on frame 1. You can shield on frame 1 on reaction to heel slide. You can jump. You can dash back. You can attack. You can do whatever out of a walk. And walking also allows you, in this sort of matchup where you're very dependent on spacing, it allows you to hold that spacing out of ABK range, versus whenever you're dashing, you're kind of forced to move a set distance, and you can't be very precise out of that set distance whenever you dash. So by walking, you're able to maintain proper spacing, and also Greninja's walk speed is 80% of Bayo's max run speed, and it's faster than her airspeed. So just walking as Greninja is really, really solid, and I think that Anarchy could benefit from it a lot more. I know that was a huge in-depth explanation on pressing forward. But yeah. Is it good Anarchy is repping her character after that other Greninja player announced they aren't going to compete as much anymore? Tarek wants to take more of a break. I wasn't aware. I'm honestly not very caught up on the Greninja lore at the moment. My life has been We Go Gym for like the last 4 months. But Anarchy has definitely been on the rise. He's an amazing player, and some of the ways, like, we're going to talk about it throughout the VOD, some of the things that I think he's awesome at, he just sees the game on a different level compared to other Grants, and I really love it. But all right, okay, so here, this is going to be a constant reoccurrence from Anarchy. Okay, part of the reason that Greninja is so strong in neutral against ABK is because of his low profile. Or part of the reason he's strong against Bayo in neutral is because of his low profile against ABK. As you can see, Greninja is dashing. ABK whiffs over Greninja. What does Anarchy do? He reacts to the ABK post-fact and then goes into shield. Now, shield isn't the worst thing against ABK. If you shield the ABK, you get a back air on reaction. You can back air and punish Bayo. However, I believe that this shield is something that Anarchy does way too much, and he does it out of fear rather than recognition, I believe. If he recognizes that he has a low profile, if he didn't go into shield here, for example, this could be an opportunity to say, oh, back air the ABK, or let me parry option select the landing. Parry option select is something I want to see a lot more against Bayo from Anarchy. my capture card is goofing at the moment, so I can't really show this here. But I can show it from the video we made. So what is parry option select? This is something that I learned from Pop. So because Greninja gets to low profile ABK, what essentially happens is Bayo goes over you. And Bayo has a lot of options after this ABK. She can land with a back air. She can land with a down air. She can go into wish twist to recovery over here. She can land on the platform, whatever. What the parry option select does is it gives you a visual cue of what Bayo does. You flicker shield, and if she back airs, awesome. You get this visual indicator that she went for the attack, and now you can punish her. If she retreats to the platform, you don't get this visual indicator, and you can just move into the position to pressure the platform. This creates an option select that's, I don't want to say unique to Greninja, but Greninja gets to abuse it so much more compared to other characters because of his low profile. Because in this position, the way that Bayo's hitboxes work, her Nair only gets to swing in front of her by the time that she lands from that ABK. Her down air, you look at the hitbox, it swings in front of her. She only has this back air in this direction. She has witch time, and she has, up B at the last second. But this parry option select is so strong at just, recognizing that back air. And the way that Bayo's ABK works is that she accumulates more landing lag after every special move that she uses. So if you parry this, Bayo has 17 frames of landing lag, meaning that parry forward smash is guaranteed. And you could just punish ABKs all day. And look, I don't activate the parry from the option select. Cool. Let me just move into a position of platform pressure. That's something I want to see Anarchy do a lot more. And he's kind of not recognizing it. He's depending on shield so much for his counterplay to ABK that he's not expanding his arsenal. Because shield is an option, but as Greninja, I'd say that it's better most of the time to react to that ABK. Because the way that you're using shield in neutral as Greninja against Bayo is in anticipation of that ABK. And if you're anticipating the ABK, you can place an up tilt. You can intercept the startup with Hydro Pump to throw off Bayo and force a landing. You can do a lot. But this shield, in my opinion, isn't the best way to go around playing this move. That's something we're going to see a lot from Anarchy in terms of his counterplay. All right. So again, it's a lot of movement. The way he's dash dancing, I'd be wary of hillside and neutral, but it seems like Lima doesn't want to commit to it. So it's working out for him. Okay. We're fine. All right. So something that I did mention to Anarchy whenever I VOD reviewed, playing off of ledge against Bayo isn't the scariest thing in the world. And the reason that it's not scary is because of Greninja's jump height and because of Greninja's ledge stall. Greninja has a very solid ledge stall, and Bayo's only move to hit Greninja's ledge stall is down smash, which 1, she has to get into position to align it, and 2, it's reactable. So if you see Bayo charging a down smash, that's when you just get up attack and you hit her. And it kind of creates a 50-50 in terms of coverage against Bayo. The one get up option that Greninja has that isn't reactable is ledge jump, which means that Bayo has to anticipate the timing of it to cover it with a back air. And Bayo, if you look at ultimate frame data, in one full hop, she's only able to use back air once, and she's not able to act out of it. So we see back air, not actionable before landing, even when full hopping. So what this essentially does is it forces Bayo to expect the timing of your ledge jump and go for that back air. And if you don't give Bayo that back air, what you can do essentially is wait on ledge all day long. She whiffs a back air. Now you can ledge roll or get up past her. Awesome. That should be like the go-to ledge play against Bayo. But what Anarchy does a lot of the time is he's on ledge and he kind of plays the gamble. You can see he's getting up in anticipation rather than on reaction. Against Bayo, I recommend playing a safe disadvantage and getting up on reaction to her ledge option. Because what you're doing right now is you're risking going from disadvantage back into disadvantage. If you just play it safe, It's a little bit lame. You're doing your chores, but you go from disadvantage to neutral. In Anarchy right here, he's kind of playing the guessing game, and it works out for him here, which is fine, but it could be optimized. Okay, so this is something that we're going to see from Anarchy a lot. I don't know why, but he like barely, you're going to see this like 20 times this set. He dashes in for an up air. Okay, that one was just delayed. But what he does a lot of the time is he dashes in for an up air, but he doesn't dash long enough, and he'll up air like over here and then drift into Bayo, and she bats out. I think what Anarchy wants to do, like this up air was fine because he got the good DI for it. I want to see him frame trap bats a lot more because Greninja's frame trapping against Bayo is insane. But he said that he hasn't had the opportunity to apply dash attack forward air into his game plan yet. But yeah, this up air was fine. It was just goofed execution on his end. Okay. So we're going to see this a lot from Anarchy. Jumping over Bayo and forcing a landing above Bayo. I'm not a fan. I don't believe that Bayo has the best time catching landings personally. But landing above Bayo puts you at a constant risk of, you know, her ABK covers this entire platform. She can wish twist and then combo you. Going to ledge against Bayo, we talked about this. It's essentially an easy way to escape disadvantage. Part of the reason for that, whenever it's a landing option being so good, is because the way that ledge trumps work in Smash Ultimate, you have more frame advantage from ledge trumping someone as soon as they grab ledge, versus if you grab them a second, or if you trump them a second after they grab ledge, you don't have frame advantage anymore. So essentially, if you grab ledge and Bayo's in this position, she's not able to ledge trump you the second you grab ledge. And that is significant enough to the point that her ledge trump back air is no longer guaranteed. So as Greninja, you can hold ledge pretty much all day long against Bayo and be completely fine. And that extends into your landing game. Landing above Bayo comes with the risk of you eating wish twists and ABK. Going to ledge comes with the risk of I get back aired maybe if she reads my ledge jump timing. I don't want to say it's a free disadvantage against Bayo, but it's a much safer disadvantage against Bayo that can be optimized. But in the context of that ABK off of ledge. I wouldn't trust our up smash against ABK off of ledge. And the reason for that is because Greninja's up smash is kind of goofy. A lot of people know that it's goofy, but they don't understand why. There's a bunch of reasons for it, but one of the reasons is whenever you look at Sheik's up smash, her hands are intangible. Whenever Greninja does up smash, you can see his hurtbox is down here, right? Look at how much he extends his hurtbox in one frame. So, again, I'm like down here. Down here to instantly way the hell up there. And against something like ABK, ABK can clip her hands, and it's honestly not worth the risk. So, if you're gonna try to punish it, I'd say up tilt is the better way to do so. Because unlike our hands, our tongue is completely disjointed, which is awesome. Fix this in the next game. It's funny because a lot of these issues were the same in Smash 4. Yeah, going to ledge tends to be a much safer disadvantage against Bayo. Boom, whiff punish. Awesome. Some Greninjas don't understand this, so I'll go over it. Whenever you jump in Smash Ultimate, you essentially have a set distance of how far you're able to jump. Time is distance. If Lima were to fast fall after this short hop, he'd only go like right here. But because he wrote it out, he goes further. But knowing the timing of this jump, Anarchy is able to react to that nair and then connect that dash attack. Because, you know, Lima only has so many positions that he can land in. Okay, this right here. We are going to see this so many times during the set. And I call these bro moments. Like, get a bro moment counter going in chat, guys. Bruh. Anarchy tends to play a very fair advantage state against Bayonetta. Which, you know, isn't the worst thing in the world. I think that Anarchy has very solid ledge trapping. But Bayo's options off of ledge, I'm just going to be blunt. They are very solid. However, Greninja is one of the few characters that is able to actually edgeguard Bayo. And a lot of people don't understand what is going on. So the key, as with everything on my channel, lies in Hydro Pump. a lot of Bayos will say that Hydro Pump is kind of like really annoying when they're off stage and Greninja uses it. And Greninja's, we don't play Bayo, so we're like, what do you mean? You just recover after the Hydro Pump. So let me explain the ledge trapping flowchart against Bayo. Bayo, whenever she's off stage and she has her double jump, has 2 up Bs and 1 side B. She only gets 2 side Bs in the air if, you know, she hits you with it, or log for that matter, actually. And then she's able to recover. So the thing about Bayo's side B is that out of all of her recovery options, this is double jump, this is directional air dodge, this is up B, this is her only move that's able to reliably snap ledge. Everything else, her witch twist, her air dodge, her double jump, she'll go above the ledge first, leaving her vulnerable, so that way you can hit her with something like a forward smash, you can hit her with a down tilt and an angle down forward tilt, fully charged water shuriken, dash attack. I actually sent Anarchy a perfect example of this happening. Let me show you what happens effectively whenever Bayo doesn't have access to her side B for recovery. All right. Here we go. So there goes the side B. Doesn't snap ledge. Doesn't snap ledge. Doesn't snap ledge. So you can reset that shit over and over. And what is essentially happening is she's exposing her hurt box past ledge because her up B doesn't snap it. And that allows you to align a dash attack. That allows you to align a down tilt forward smash, an angle down forward tilt, raw forward smash, raw down smash, whatever. I have so many clips of this shit. Hold up. There we go. So the ABK resource is the biggest thing that you want to play around. Once that ABK is gone, Bayo essentially cannot snap to ledge. And that exposes her hurt box to be so much more lenient than a 2-frame. So the way that you play around Bayo, what you do against her ABK is you burn it with Hydro Pump. So Hydro Pump the ABK, she can't snap ledge anymore. Now you get your punish. So let me explain why Hydro Pump is so amazing against ABK. This is going to come up further in the VOD, but the way that Hydro Pump works against ABK, for some reason, I've noticed this in the Snake matchup as well. Whenever you connect Hydro Pump against ABK, Bayo stores the momentum of the Hydro Pump after the ABK. And no matter how you land that Hydro Pump, she'll always go up and backwards. And look at this. She's right back in the position where she started the ABK from. So she starts it over here. Now she's up here. So you're effectively wasting that resource and forcing her to snap to ledge. Where, look at this. Her hurt box is exposed during this window, and your 2-frame window is a lot more lenient. If Anarchy went for a forward tilt, there's a very solid chance that he could have just killed Lima right here. Now, on top of that being the case, even if you are early with the Hydro Pump, Bayonetta still stores that knockback after the ABK. Look at how early this Hydro Pump is. Not that one, this one. He Hydro Pumped her and she did an ABK. Now she ABKs. Look at her momentum. She's going backwards with that ABK. And even afterwards, she still has that backwards momentum. And again, there's that directional air dodge. She can't snap to ledge. If he angled that down, there was a solid chance that he would have killed her. But look, burning ABK is the biggest thing that you can do when edge guarding Bayo. And Anarchy, there are so many bro moments where he just doesn't do it at all. And he gives Bayo a free ledge snap. That's one of the things that I'm talking about where I'm like, you're going 50-50 against Lima right now. Just use this one interaction. You'll be going 55-45. That's how you edge guard Bayo effectively. But yeah, because of that, Anarchy is playing an honest ledge trap scenario. Here he's crouching at ledge, which is fine. I think that crouching at ledge is something that we need to optimize a lot more as Greninja. Anytime that you're not moving, it's a great opportunity to crouch because you get to low profile, you get to place down tilt, you're actionable frame 1, and if the opponent hits you, you crouch cancel to reduce your knockback. The thing about crouching here, though, is that I think Anarchy is devoting mental stack to holding down on the analog stick, and because of that, he's not in a position to punish this ABK from ledge, which, like, he was half ready for, But I think just holding this position and reacting with up tilt is fine because Greninja already low profiles this ABK. Recovering against Bayo. This was also in the guide. The way you want to recover against Bayo almost always is to recover in below the stage. The reason for that is because a lot of Bayo's edge guarding moves against Greninja, because his Hydro Pump doesn't have a hitbox, against other characters she can witch twist their up B. I'm sorry, witch time their up B and then go for a bunch of witch twist stage spikes. And it's really annoying. Greninja doesn't have the hitbox in his up B, so he doesn't really get bothered by that. So Bayo has to go for runoff Nairs, and that essentially trades positions if you play the interaction properly. What is playing the interaction properly? Let me show you. Playing the interaction properly is recovering low, teching the stage spike, and directional air dodging to ledge. So in that position, it kind of created a scramble for ledge. But as you can see, Bayo trades positioning with Greninja here. She runs off, goes for that move. I recover it in. Now I get the stage. And she has to recover. She can't snap ledge. That's a punish. So that's something Anarchy could optimize rather than going out and in and giving, you know, this big old window to connect the down tilt. Recovering low and into the stage is Greninja. It's a very, very solid recovery path against Bayo. Good try. I thought that the thigh backer would kill. Bruh. Now, again, here, as you can see, look at all the resources Bayo uses to get back. We had up B here. We had double jump up B here. Side B. If he went for Hydro Pump here, he might have straight up just killed Lima. Bro moment, right here. Bruh. Hydro Pump, and she has such a more vulnerable recovery. Now here, Lima is adapting to the fact that Anarchy is locking up into shield as his counterplay to ABK. I don't recommend it against Bayo. That was a really good angle. He's landing above Bayo, which is very scary because her up tilt is kind of cracked. Again, go to ledge, and she essentially has to read your ledge jump timing with back air, and you just don't give it to her. Nice. Good try. Unfortunate. Bro moment right here. Bruh. That could have been a Hydro Pump scoop. Good try on the Tomahawk down smash. Here, this honestly may have been like a misinput with that Shadow Sneak. But if he charges the Shadow Sneak for long enough, this back air would have made it. I'm sorry, this lingering air would have sent Greninja towards the stage, and then you trade positioning with Bayo, and now you're ledge trapping her. Also, gamers, if you tech this, you can rock crack Greninja. So this could have been like a back air for Lima. Again, here he's playing that anticipatory ledge game. Whereas if you react, then you can get up attack and, you know, punish Bayo there. Yeah, unfortunate. Poor roll. There we go. Look. He went for that Hydro Pump. Now Bayo has to snap ledge. And that could have been forward tilt. But that's an interaction he's not recognizing. Yeah. There, again, he's like playing this kind of scared shield and defense neutral, which I don't like against Bayo. She doesn't have the most reward off of her grabs. But it's still a grab, and her forward air really opens you up on shield because she bounces whenever it hits your shield, and if she hits that forward air 3, that combos into ABK. Again, there's that reliance on, you know, shield to punish ABK. If Anarchy was ready for it, he could have just placed an up tilt and then punished it. Bro moment again. Bruh. Could have been a Hydro Pump. Covers inside the stage. That's fine. Okay, dash attack out of the corner against Bayo. I think it's a sleeper option. So the risk of dash attacking Bayo's shield is getting hit by Witch Twist. Whenever you're at like 110, 140%, getting hit by Witch Twist isn't the worst thing in the world because, to my knowledge, it doesn't combo in this percent range. So dash attacking out of the corner as Greninja is really not the worst thing that you can do. Part of the reason for that is because Bayo doesn't have a whiff punish game. She can't dash back and like dash attack Greninja in return. I believe her dash attack is like frame 15. It's really, really laggy. Yeah, her dash attack is frame 15, so she doesn't have a whiff punish kit that she can use against Greninja in return. On top of that, dash attack crosses up her shield, and if she goes for that witch twist, now you can get that counterplay of, at this percent range, up air into the world. So, that's fine. Hydro Pump would be awesome here. Bruh. He doesn't do it. So again, he's like playing an honest ledge trap against Bayo. And what's better than ledge trapping? Just skipping it with a guaranteed edge guard. This is something I noticed that Anarchy does, and I love it, bro. What he does is he'll use Rising Nair to reposition as Greninja. He doesn't like the spacing. Rather than just jumping away, he kind of threatens space with his hitbox. And the reason that this is so good is because that Rising Nair only has 7 frames of landing lag. So if it whiffs, compared to Greninja's regular landing, I believe Greninja's hard landing lag is 4 frames. He's only adding a few extra frames, and he's adding the safety of having Nair's massive disjoint around him to kind of create a bubble of safety that you have to respect. And then he can reposition into a more favorable positioning. Okay. Yeah, there, I would just start charging Shadow Sneak and going low. Shadow Sneak, it's not as much about reversaling Bayo in this position. It's more so about getting into this position where if she does the runoff lingering Nair, you just tech it and get stage. Ah, come on, bro. Yeah, that down tilt up smash, if you got it, would have killed with this much rage. Kill percent against Bayo with down tilt up smash, no rage is 81%, by the way. You gotta memorize those. Good try, Bayo's shield was low. Okay, if Bayo whiffs a combo against you, the problem with jumping is that you're putting yourself back up in the air, which does escape the scenario for you. But if Bayo ever whiffs a combo, part of the reason that she hates fighting against characters like Joker or Aegis is because they're fast followers enough to the point that she's using 1, 2, 3 special moves. And that's like 29 frames of landing lag, to where if you fall out, you can land on top of Bayo with forward smash in this entire window and reversal her out of disadvantage. Like, look at this. This could have been a perfect opportunity to just fast fall and punish Bayo with the down tilt up smash. Look at this entire window, but because Anarchy jumped, he's barely able to get there in time, and he has to go for the footstool mix-up, which doesn't work. It was a smart attempt, but, you know, recognizing that I fall out of your combo, I'm in advantage now. There you go. There's that reposition Nair again. He doesn't like the spacing. Just Rising Nair, and because of how big that hitbox is and how it lingers, it anti-airs the jumps and allows him to reposition. Reposition Nair. Oh, beautiful low profile, unfortunately. There's what I mentioned earlier. He dashes, but barely not enough. You can see what's happening here is this is actually Greninja's backflip animation that he's going into, whereas if he weren't to double jump into that up air, he would get a backflip, which means that he's holding backwards during the jump here instead of forwards. And because of that, what happens is the up air comes out in time, right? So you can see the up air is out, but then he drifts into Bayo and she air dodges. What's happening is Bayo shifts her hurt box while she air dodges, and she's shifting her hurt box into the hitbox of that up air, and that's what activates bats. So Anarchy is just like goofing a lot of these combos at times. Yeah. We got to recognize these ABK wavelines because that's just like free run up to the platform up smash or up tilt. Thread in the space that Bayo wants to land in. There we go. Shadow Sneak, recover low. That worked out fine, but in this position, I'd say go low and in, and then, you know, her edge guarding options are a little bit more limited. Okay, that worked out. Bruh. Pivot grab, back throw. No, you gotta know your kill percents. Bruh. Hydro pump, that's a bro moment. That could have been placed up tilt up here. I'm thinking about how this whole situation with labbing out the Bayo matchup started with one guy basically. That's not what happened. What happened was the anti-snake guide came out, and then I was like, okay, let me do another character. And Anarchy goes, you do Bayo, I'll cover Diddy. And I was like, okay, bet. So I did research on Bayo, and I eventually made the Summer of Mashups guide. But I didn't make in-depth breakdowns on Bayo like I did with all the other characters. So the Bayo video kind of served that purpose. That's fine.
Bruh.
That's a bro moment. There are so many bro moments that you're going to see with like him just not hydro pumping. Yeah. Oh, hydro pump this one. Nope.
Bruh.
He's just giving Lima stage. Yeah, there's that rising Nair out of shield. No, okay. Something I noticed about Anarchy, you might just say like this is nerves or in the moment. I've reviewed a few of his VODs, and he'll never jab one tech chase here. Jab one tech chase is so solid for Greninja because if they tech, you just dash attack, and if they miss that tech, you jab lock. He's got to do it a lot more. It's like the opposite of Ice Knight, where Ice Knight does it 24/7, and he'll do it in positions like the corner where forward smash covers everything but roll in and kills at 60. Anarchy just doesn't do it at all. There's that reposition Nair. Doesn't like it. Reposition Nair. Beautiful pivot grab. Again, you can see he's not dashing far enough forward with these up airs. So he dashes up. He doesn't even dash. He just relies on full momentum. The up air hitbox is out. Bayo air dodges, shifts her hitbox into Greninja's up air. She's out. Yeah, here's that shield dependence on ABK Counterplay. And then he just locks up into shield. That was a good try with the up tilt. Up tilt is awesome at covering the platforms on small battlefield. If you were playing on PS2, it would be a different move. That was an attempt at up tilt against ABK, but his spacing was a bit off. And he was also in forward air and lag, so it's whatever. But I do like the attempt. There's our low profile being awesome. That Nair could have been a dash attack for sure. Just got a bit greedy there. Again, look at this. Falls out of Bayo's combo. As Greninja, we need to abuse the fact that we fall out of this shit. He jumps, so he's not in a position to punish all of this special landing lag that Bayo's in. So he's got to stop jumping out of disadvantage. Jumps. Has to limit to a forward air. Versus if he didn't jump, you know, forward air isn't the worst thing in the world, but that could have been a down tilt. Like down tilt up smash for damage. Like, I understand the fear of, you know, if I don't jump, this forward air might hit me as I fast fall into it. Just don't fast fall. You know, if you react to Bayo fast falling, then you can fast fall into her. But just doing nothing out of disadvantage is an option, and is a very fucking solid option against Bayo. Again, here's a bro moment. No hydro pump. Scoop gimp. Oh boy. Again, I don't agree with the high recoveries against Bayo because that's how you get got. All right, cool. That was game one. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is a very long set, so I'm a little bit hesitant to analyze everything all at once. But I did analyze the entire thing, and these were some bro moments that I caught onto. The main thing I noticed from Anarchy was no edge guarding. I'm thinking that we look at the last game, so that way we're not sitting here for 37 hours. An hour of VOD review per minute. All right, let's look at the last game that these two played. I hate directional air dodge against Bayo because, like I mentioned at the very beginning, what Bayo covers with her hitboxes is a ton of space. Because he directional air dodge in this position, this is essentially the same thing as neutral air dodge, but Bayo covers the space needed to catch up to Greninja. What you could do instead in these scenarios is what happened here was Anarchy jumped and his jump got caught. What option does Greninja have left? Air dodge. What you can do is A land, fast sol. So press Nair and fast sol and then go into shield. Bayo goes for this ABK. That's minus 28 on shield. Or the heal side, sorry. Again, no ABK counterplay. Again, we low profile, so he's just panic shielding in a lot of positions like this. That could have been a perfect Bats frame trap opportunity. What happened here was he dashed into the forward air rather than just ripping it. So he didn't have the frame advantage. There, he doesn't threaten the up E poor ledge snap. He's playing an honest ledge trapping game. Yeah, that could have been dash attack cross up on shield into punishing that. Lots of footsies. But honestly, like, okay, there's that shield counterplay. The Bayo matchup is so much about not approaching. Because Bayo's approach options are ass. And Greninja's approach options, I think, are pretty underrated against Bayo. But ideally, you don't want to approach because, you know, her shield is there. Bro moment. Okay. There's that forward air on shield mix-up I mentioned. So, Anarchy doesn't really like approaching with grab too much, I've noticed. I mentioned it in the anti-Bayo video. Grab is solid against Bayo because unlike other characters, her spot dodge is invulnerable on frame 6 as opposed to frame 3, I believe. Again, there's that no jab 1 check. It's just an optimization that, like, there's almost no reason to not go for it. Bro moment. Okay. Yeah, because he bro momented, he had to play the ledge trap and it didn't work out. Again, that could have been placed up tilt. He's like positioning himself to shield ABK, but he's not considering that you could just up tilt it whenever you're already, you know, devoting mental sec to fighting it. There he doesn't pressure the poor ledge snap. Yeah, that's a Bayo classic. Anytime that they dash attack into ledge, they love to run off and go for this ABK because it's lower than regular short hop ABK. But the thing about it is that if they miss this ABK, they can't swing afterwards because they're too high to back air. So they're banking on this hitting you. Just don't chase and you're all right. Okay. Doesn't expose the ledge snap there. That could have been angled down forward tilt for a kill. Right here. Like, look at this. Nice opportunity to punish Bayo. Jumps in ABK range. Oh, no. I believe that Anarchy just stopped drifting afterwards. Greninja's airspeed is far better than Bayonetta's. Here, he's just, like, holding down. If he drift away, that wouldn't have hit him, and he could have punished that super landing lag afterwards. And again, look. If you land on top of Bayo, it's a constant gamble. If you go to ledge, your disadvantage is fine. Okay, that wasn't as big of a bro moment, but he didn't do anything. Directional Air Dodge again. Not good against Bayo. Beautiful parry. So, SDI against Bayo is... Honestly, people don't know what the fuck they're doing, and I have heard so much misinformation about how to SDI Bayo's combos that it's insane. So, I've heard people say that no matter what, you want to SDI into Bayo. You want to mix up and into Bayo. No. Let me pull up the SDI flowchart of what you actually want to do. SDI against Bayo isn't a guaranteed you get out of it. It's a you limit her follow-up. And what you want to do is always recognize what she does out of her witch twist and prepare for her follow-up according to SDI. If Bayo goes for ABK, as she did in this scenario, you want to SDI down and in. So what Anarchy was SDIing for, I guess, in this scenario was witch twist 2, which does make sense. If Bayo was going for witch twist 2 earlier, that would have allowed him to avoid it. But now she's going for ABK. So against the ABK, that's when you would incorporate the down in SDI, because that would limit the follow-up from the ABK because it puts Greninja right underneath it, and then you're underneath the back here. So SDI against Bayo isn't a guaranteed I'm going to get out. It's a let me adapt to her follow-up and then incorporate proper SDI the next time around. There you go. Bro moment. There's so many bro moments. Beautiful with punish. Bayo's side B, it looks very deceptive. The way that she flip kicks. The hitbox is only on this foot. I know like there's this whole swoosh around here. That is not a hitbox, which means that whenever she whiffs that, you can often just straight up challenge it with dash attack. And also, it doesn't cover behind her to hit Greninja's low profile, so you're fine. If we pull up the hitbox, a lot of people are scared to challenge that move. Don't be. If you look at it, it only covers that low for 1 frame. Afterwards, this does still hit down here because of hitbox interpolation, but still, that's a pretty good window to hit her. And as you can see, if you're behind Bayo, free dash attack all day. It doesn't hit down here. Okay, there he full hopped. If he short hopped, he would have been able to frame trap bats here.
Bruh.
Bro moment. Yeah. Lima, like, every time he does ABK, he just wavelengths to the platform, and he's getting away with it because Anarchy isn't really threatening it. Just tossing out an up tilt to threaten space can completely change that up. Good try. I'm not sure if that's guaranteed, but... yeah, there you gotta watch your drift on the up air. While Bayo does get bats out of up air a lot of the time, if you drift into here, she's forced to land on the platform and your up air is still out, and you can combo her off of it. So just beware of drift. Bro moment. Bro moment. You guys can see what I'm talking about, right? Like, he's just playing such an honest advantage state. And there we go, finally. He's playing such an honest advantage state to the point that, bro moment, to the point that he has to go for the ledge trap against Bayo. When Bayo has, like, all of these options off of ledge, Greninja has a better ledge trapping kit than Bayo does, but Bayo just has so much options out of her disadvantage that you need to be playing the edge guard correctly. Get ready for it. Bro moment. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Again, here's the witch twist into side B. This is when you SDI down and in. And that'll make it so that after that side B, she can't align to follow up. That would be a perfect frame trap bats opportunity right there. Yeah, he's like positioning himself perfectly to call out these ABKs. And he's doing it in advance too. But he's just scared and he doesn't recognize that Greninja gets a low profile and up tilt. No! Okay. He's landing above Bayo when it's like, go to ledge, you're good. Nice. Again, he's just barely goofing these uppers, man. Here he down tilted, and then he jumped, and that's what got him clipped. If he just held down tilt, he would have low profiled. Roll out of the corner, got caught. Bro. Good anti-air. Doesn't tech chase. You always got to be ready to tech chase off of that back here. Nice. Nice damage. Good try. There we go. Perfect. You see what I mean? He like accidentally does this, and it's awesome because now Bayo has to snap ledge. Look at how vulnerable she is. If he aligned a forward tilt, let's see. I'd say that's frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'd say that's 12 frames to hit her because whenever you snap to ledge from above, you don't get 2 framed. But that would have been a perfect forward tilt to close out the game rather than going last hit. Ah, you could have frame trapped that with down tilt. Nice. Let's go. Hopefully you guys get what I'm talking about in this matchup. There are a lot of things that can be optimized. I think Anarchy is a great player, great guy to talk to as well, super fun. But as you can see, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. There's so much room for improvement, and I think that if he takes, you know, the advice that I send him, he's gonna do amazing against Lima whenever they play. 16 bro moments, awesome. And we only watched game 1 and 5. There were a few interesting things in my conversation with Anarchy that I wanted to mention. Okay, I made a cheat sheet for Anarchy on things to practice in friendlies, and he was like, bro, that is awesome. And he said this: I was so hellbent on the video being the reason I won that I was going to make a tweet about it after an event, but I didn't want to clown on Lima too much since he's like my best friend. That was funny. And then what else is there? Okay, here it goes. Did I tell you what Lima told me about the video? He watched it like 3 times and just said, it's a good video. He didn't just say things, I like him. We're in the clear, guys. We made it. Oh man, we finally disproved Bayo as being a bad matchup for Greninja. I think that Greninja does so damn well against Bayo. You guys know me. I'm not the type of person to see matchups as +1 or -1, but there are so many rooms for optimization that Anarchy can incorporate, and the matchup is still incredibly underdeveloped. So I think it's time to apply the research, and we are going to do awesome. On that note, that's what I wanted to cover about the Anarchy Bayo stream. In case you guys are curious to learn a little bit more about Greninja Bayo, of course there is the video, but beyond the video, there is also the Summer of Matchups write-up that I made on Bayo. This was a 7,000 page document with hyperlinks on interactions on how to fight Bayo as Greninja. We've researched this matchup a lot more than they have. I think we got to abuse that. So yeah, on that note, good stream. Good having you all here. I hope you all have amazing rest of your days and take care. Bye-bye.